and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another round of the RaceFace.Pro GT3 Sprint Series powered by PokerBet. My name is Stephen Koenig and thank you for joining us here tonight for a absolutely fantastic evening. If you don't know what it is, welcome to the final round, round 8 of the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Sprint Series. And so far, qualifying underway. Christoph Peterson out in first place. Bernard Barkhuizen in second. Luke Addison in third place. Followed by Kieran Patterson, Beggar Krobler, Harry van Zyl, Gideon Renner, Jean Verveers, Daniel de Villiers, and Ryan Barrington-Smith in that top 10. And this is going to be a wild one. It's going to be an exciting one because it's the final round. We decided to pick one of the most prestigious circuits in the world, the home of the crown. Welcome to Silverstone. And it is going to be a great one. Vietia Buerta going and saying hello, hello, hello from the virtual grandstands out there in the PokerBet grandstands. Always good to see him out here. He's going to be supporting his fellow Martin Racings, and they will be really on the charge. Mac van der Merwe trying to improve his time. Michael Schultz also trying to improve his. And Hansi Myberg. Man, I can praise the man's name numerous times. The team Try Hard Racing, Hansi Myberg, has been the backbone to RaceFace.Pro's ACC division, and he is out on track. Can't thank him enough for such an incredible season's worth of racing, and multiple seasons by now from the start of 2024. Always great to have him out on track. Here, Bucher's currently 0.3 up on his time, but Luke Addison, keep an eye out on this chap. The hotshot driver going and making some big waves here from the ITB Esports. Currently running in third, 0.2 of a second up. Missing out is going to be Tariq Adam. Unfortunately, not able to make the final round due to commitments, but will be cheering on from the sidelines. That's not to be joking about, and it's good to have the guys out there and going and running towards the top. So, take a look at our top running order on the grid, well, for our race standings. Currently, Luke Addison leading out the charge. Tariq Adam in second place. Henry Mayer in third. Henry Mayer on 233 points. Tariq Adam on 307. If Henry Mayer gets a win tonight, he can usurp to third place. Bernard Barkhuizen 219. Daniel Rowe on 2 is on 167. Giovanni 162. Sadly, he's been out due to mechanical errors. Christoph Peterson 143. Kieran Patterson on 131. Beggar Krobler 124. 2 points behind him, Ryan Barrington-Smith. And a bit of a rivalry between them, that is for certain. Kieran Patterson trying to improve his lap time. Currently, Christoph Peterson leading out the charge, and it does look like it's going to be all up to Luke Addison to get the charge towards first place. He's running 0.2 of a second faster. He's going to have to really keep the power down. Charging his way through. Is it going to be enough as he crosses the line? Yes, he does. He puts himself into first place. Christoph Peterson trying to find out that little bit of pace. But Kieran Patterson out in the Mustang. Now trying to put in a little bit more pace underneath him to ensure he can go for that top spot. Top 5 is where you need to be here at Silverstone. Nothing to break off that top round. Otherwise, you're going to run into a world of hurt. Kieran Patterson actually getting a bit close to taking Luke Addison off that top podium. Another driver, I can see another one of our VIPs out there is Kalen Mauer going and saying hello, hello, hello. Good to see Kalen Mauer out and about, having a good time. Always exciting to see such talents going and joining in. Good to have you guys here. As we see Kieran Patterson really putting the power down. Trying to figure out where he can get a little bit more pace. Currently 0.1 up as he charges his way through. Is it going to be enough to make that little bit of time? A little bit of a slide on the rear. Not going to help him out. Beggar Krobler 0.1 up. Jean Verveers currently 0.1 up. Werner Skuman 0.2. Daniel Rowe 0.1. As he's trying to really step the pace up quite a bit on the circuit. Is it going to be enough? That is the question that's running through everyone's head. Where can you find that little bit more pace, that chase down, that absolute pinnacle moment to really put yourself at the top of the order? Well, it's going to have to be close, as we do see Kieran Patterson 0.2 up on his last lap time. Beggar Krobler 0.2 up. Is it going to be enough? Kieran rounding the final corner. He needs to get into that top 3. Does get into third place. Bernard Barkhuizen is locking down in fourth. Christoph Peterson trying to find his way as he charges down the straight line. 1 minute 56.39, and it's been absolutely dead heat between Luke Harrison and Christoph Peterson. Not the first time we've seen this season. It's the second time we have run across this. But take a look at likes of Peterson, 0.057 off it. So Peterson, unfortunately, not going to bet his time. Wasn't able to set it first, so he's going to be lying in second place. Daniel Rowe currently 0.4 up, as he is going to give it everything he's got, trying to push his way to the order. Gideon Reyna's in 8th, Daniel de Villiers in 9th, and it does look like Daniel Rowe managed to put himself into 8th ahead of Gideon Reyna. Fafia still going around. Chris Collison of Stinger Racing, our international driver, all the way out from the UK, is on a familiar circuit for the first time in a very long time. So Chris Collison out and about, and let's see if he can pull out that Lewis Hamilton as he charges his way through, coming across the line, 0.1, and unfortunately maintaining that 15th position. So drivers all completing their runs, and they will be getting ready to set themselves ready here at Silverstone for the final round of the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Sprint Series. And we are in for a race and a half, folks. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be an exciting one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you want to win big just like these drivers, definitely head down to the link in the description. Join up with PokerBet and be a part of the winning team, as they have got tons and tons of events happening that you can win big with them. It's going to be a wild, wild one. So it's going to be an exciting run for our drivers. And remember, let's take you back to our prize pool. What's on the line? What's sitting at the desk? Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just to let you know, what's sitting at the desk is 10,000 Rand cash. You heard me right. The winner of this sprint series, first, second, and third, will have their share of 10,000 Rand by the end of tonight. You can feel the tension building. Drivers starting to feel it. Nerves getting on end. And I'm getting messages. I'm hearing the radio reports. It is getting absolutely wild and unhinged out on the grid. And it's going to be a wild, wild ride to the end. And this is only the beginning, because tomorrow night will be our final round of the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Championship. The big one. And that is 15,000 Rand on the line. So keep that in mind as we get ready to rock and roll with this race. But with that being said, let's go down to the grid, because that's where the fun's going to be. That's where the action's going to be. Heck, that is where we all want to be. Welcome to the final round. As cars lined up, ready to go, ready to push themselves that extra little bit here at RaceFace.Pro. Glad to be here. Super excited to see the end. And I've got to say, it's always great. It's kind of a somber moment to think this is it. This is the chance that drivers have one more shot at the Sprint Series title for 2024. And who will be able to get it? It's going to be an absolutely wild, wild one. Got quite a multitude of drivers out there on the circuit, but we've also got drivers to expect coming to the track next year. One of them, Kalen Mauer, will be returning to the circuit. Good to see that you're going to be having a bit of fun there, Kalen. And for anyone that doesn't know, a absolute talent in South Africa. We've also got Vietia Buerta, expecting him to return with his team. Going to be having a bit of fun out there. Samir Bukes as well. I'm looking forward to seeing him get out of the track. I mean, Stinger Racing's got to have multiple stings. Why not? So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, gather round as we get ready for the final race of 2024 for the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Sprint Series. 10,000 Rand prize pool on the line, and we will have it where first and second have tied themselves on their times for the final time of a Sprint Series of 2024. Let's go through it. Let's see who it is for the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Sprint Series. it is Luke Addison in first place, Christoph Peterson in second, followed by Kieran Patterson, Bernard Darkhazen, Bago Krobler will be running in fifth, followed by Werner Skuman, Gerry van Zyl, Daniel Rowe, Gideon Renner, Daniel de Villiers, Jean Verveers, Ryan Barrington-Smith, Mac van der Merwe, BG Smith, Chris Collison, followed by Mordrake Larsons, Henry Plutt, Kara Bukas, along with Michael Schultz, Paul the Wolf Enter, Johan Verveers, Tianas Buerta, Tristan Herbs, Henk Petersen, and rounding out the field, Hansi Meyerberg. One final shot for the top podium. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want to hear you scream from the rooftops, because I can really hear Thriller Miller. I can hear it all going and saying, let's go PWSR, send it. I can hear and see the flags of Stinger Racing going and cheering on. Let us know who you're voting for. 45 minutes, no mandatory pit stops, 10,000 Rand on the line, and this is it. This is where we're getting sim racing, heightening output sensors for 2024, and last of two remaining sprint races for 2024 here in South Africa. Before this weekend, we got a 24-hour, but we got two major sprint races, and it's going to be wild. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please go and put fires in the chat for PokerBet. One that has set history here in 2024 that is yet to be unbeaten, well, to be beaten. Let's get some fires in the chat for PokerBet. A big shout out to them. Let's get some fires out in the chat for our drivers in there in the virtual grandstands. This is going to be wild. This is a big set moment, and we're going to cheer it on. We're going to make some noise. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're here at Silverstone. We're South Africans. We came all the way out to the UK. We beat them by 1 point. Let's go and make some noise for these guys, because when they get going, when the hammer drops, it is an outright war. You want to talk about how close the game was in terms of South Africa versus UK in rugby? Well, I raise the stakes, and I say take a look at the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Sprint Series. Final round, 10,000 Rand, prize pool on the line, and it's all or nothing. Heck, we even got so far that first and second set the exact same time, and now we're going to let the entire world go loose as we send it off with some of the best sim racers in South Africa. No, best sim racers in the world lining up tonight to send it off in a 45-minute race. This is going to be it. The fastest Datsun is here. I mean, who would have believed? And we got two stallions chasing in terms of the Mustangs, but lights on, lights on, lights on. Come on, Jim, let it loose, let it loose, let it loose, and we go racing for the final round. And Lucas immediately sweeping across the nose of Christoph Peterson. Bernard Darkhazen giving it everything he's got to try and chase it down. And take a look at Kieran Patterson up on the inside. Huge send from him. He's going to have to go around the outside sweep. Stuck, couldn't go 3 wide, threw back into Beckett's, but he's going to try and put his nose forward. Bernard Darkhazen into the dirt. Does swing across. Ow, unfortunately outbreaks himself. Tries to bring it back in, all fine. Bago Krobler going to capitalize on the moment along with Werner Skuman. And he is getting chased down by his own teammates. And take a look at this. Looking to go 3-4 abreast as they charge their way through. And Bernard Darkhazen defending, trying to make his way around. Can't quite get in the defending to block out. And it does look like he's around the outside. Bago Krobler up on the inside. Carries the momentum through. Werner Skuman's going to send it off. Looks for the inside, couldn't quite get it. Bago Krobler stuck on the outside, a little bit side by side between the two of them. Ferrari unfortunately not able to get the jump through. And that's going to allow Werner Skuman to get onto the back of him. Gerry van Zyl trying to make a move, and along with Gideon Renner, Ryan Barrington-Smith, BG Smith side by side with Mac van der Merwe. The Big Mac unfortunately stuck on the outside. BG Smith is more than happy to go side by side. Up on the inside, it's going to be close between the two. Absolutely mint as they go through. Mordrake Larsons, despite a little bit of a rummage through the dirt, he's now carrying a lot of momentum. Jean Verveers, unfortunately, losing a bit of momentum. Chris Collison doing everything he can to stay in for the fight. Tries to look for the inside line. Unfortunately, had to brake extremely hard on the way through. Couldn't quite get that pass done and dusted. Daniel de Villiers a little bit further down with Tristan Herbs now chasing him down. Tristan doing everything he can as one of the fastest commentators out here in RaceFace. Well, he's going to be pushing as hard as he can to stay within the fight. Werner Schumann all over the back of Bego Krobler. Looks for the inside. Couldn't get that pass done. Does it. Kerry Van Zyl defending from Gideon Reyna. And we got Ryan Barrington-Smith leading him for a bit of a fight. So this is going to be a chase down for a line as Lucas comes across the line, putting the record lap time of a 2:05 to try and pull away from Christoph Peterson. 0.7 of a second behind. Kieran Patterson running a third. Bernard Barkhuizen has not forgotten that little bit of a duel. He'll be carrying a little bit of a grudge there. Bego Krobler along with Werner Schumann. These two are absolutely hauling it at the moment with Kerry Van Zyl and Gideon Reyna trying to make as much time as possible. Ryan Barrington-Smith trying to close up on braking. Mac van der Merwe not quite there in place, but BG Smith defending against Mordred Claessen's Lamborghini, having the advantage in terms of rotation to move it left and right. Oh, Hansi Myberg in the middle of the grass there. Unfortunately, all kinds of wrong through Maggots and Beckett's. And take a look at Paul Venter, also trying to make the move up on the inside of Henry Platt. And he tried to look for the Stinger Racing on Gerrit Bukes. Unfortunately, couldn't get past the Stinger Racing. Going to keep the pressure on as Gerrit Bukes goes and lines up side by side with Henry Platt. They're going to go late in the braking. The two of them not working out. Paul Venter shoving the nose in of the big Aston Martin. Fortunately, can't get the momentum. Oh, a little bit of a touch on the nose. Paul Venter loses out the drive. Michael Schultz capitalizes. Side by side they go. And it does look like it's going to be a tough time. All off into the dirt. And now Daniel de Villiers joined into this fray. Oh, side-by-side contact. Tennis Wood and Paul Venter. But Daniel de Villiers still leading him for his portion of the meet. He's going to fight it out. Oh, boy. Tennis Wood, 3 wide. Under braking. He's biggie in the middle. Oh, man. Even Tristan tried his luck. Unfortunately, that didn't quite work out. Paul Venter sneaks on by. Daniel de Villiers. Tennis Wood side-by-side with Tristan Herbs. Tristan trying to go for the defense. Can he keep the inside line over the curbs? Gets a little unsettled. Skills his drive. He's onto the back of Tiernis Puerta, but Henk Peterson's going to have a go at him. And now it is up for the Datsun to go right up on the inside of the Aston Martin. Well, Paul Venter could not go and contend in the straight line, but he had to lock down that inside line to stop that Nissan GT3 to go and close up at a rate of knots at the moment. So absolutely tremendous stuff there as these two fight it out for 19th and 18th place. And it does look like Daniel de Villiers is going to utilize everything, including the curb. Tries to go around. Unfortunately, couldn't make it stick. BG Smith, though, falling down the order. He's got some major contact. What happened to the 53? The 53 coming off second best. So let's go and take a look. This is with Mordred Claessen's and BG Smith on the back. So the Drift Masters, BMW trying to keep ahead of the Pandassi Lamborghini. Up on the inside, carrying a bit of momentum. Gets it okay. Oh, a little bit of a tag on the rear. And that was all she needed to rotate the car and unfortunately put BG into the works. This is going to be an absolute monster right the way through. Bego Krobler all over the back of Werner Schumann, and this is going to be a major turn of events for him. But Jean Verveers and Mordred Claessen's hybrid racing and Pandacity, and it looks like Verveers, despite everything that's happened through him in the season, he's not going to back down. Mordred Claessen's dealing with Chris Collison onto the back of him. Collison trying to look for the inside line, couldn't get the pass done. Mordred Claessen's immediately a quick defense out in just to make sure that there's no passing opportunity there. Chris Collison had to back off, and that fed him into Henry Platt. Mordred Claessen's trying to get back onto the chase and doing everything he can to really keep the momentum up as they boot their way around. Michael Schultz looking around the outside, couldn't quite get it sorted out, just nerves into the dirt though. Not going to be too happy with that one. A little bit of a dirty car there, but you're going to have to clean it. Daniel de Villiers over the back of Paul Venter. Paul Venter trying everything he can. That Aston Martin's trying to straight line the Nissan. Ain't going to work. It's time for the Nissan, the brute force power to come up. Looks on the inside, huge sin. Daniel de Villiers gets it past. Paul Venter looks for the undercut, and it looks like it may work. Not quite. De Villiers gets it hitched in. Oh, he's opened the door too much though. And that is going to allow Paul to really put the power down. Puts his nose in on the inside, trying to hold it. Now, Paul Venter is running on a brand new direct drive, 9 Newton meter Mazda that he's just bought this week. Plugged it in on Monday. And now he's going and giving it horns with a brand new set of gear. Ditching his Thrustmaster T300. The first thing he said in an interview at the beginning of the race, he said, oh, he's hoping not to be caught out and not to have his fingers snapped off with it because he was quite amazed of how much it has to him. So Bernard Barkhuizen all over the back of Kieran Patterson, two that know each other rather well, the KSR versus the PWSR. And Kieran Patterson keeping it a little bit of a defense. Goes to the outside. Going to try and sweep across the nose. Beautifully done. Bernard Parquez and with the McLaren 720S. GT3 trying to hang on to the back of him and do everything he can to close up at a rate or not. Bego Krobler opening up to Kerry Funzel. Kerry Funzel dealing with Gideon Reyna at the moment. And Gideon Reyna really trying to pile in that bit of pressure. Do everything he can. Paul Fenter getting past. And that is De Villiers that's dropped down. The number 93 having a bit of a problem. What on earth has happened to Daniel De Villiers? He runs out wide. That's all looking fine. Nothing bad there. Paul Fenter around the outside. Sweep to the inside. Oh, no! No! Ah, Paul's pulled another unfortunate. Oh. We cannot call De Villiers a hitman anymore. Paul has successfully taken that title away from him. First it was a BMW, now a Nissan. Shame, shame, shame. Kerry Funzel got Gideon Reyna onto the back of him, and Gideon Reyna trying everything he can. The Omnius Gaming, the primary team, all over back of Kerry Funzel, who's been a really top-notch performer for the likes of Pandacity at the moment. Really giving it everything he can. Gideon Reyna is going to have to try and pull out every bit of power he can to get into the toe and really pull himself along in for the charge. To jump on board, chasing down. This is from the Ferrari 296 GT3 of Gideon Reyna as he closes down on the back of the Mustang, the Ford Mustang GT3. Absolute amazing car. Actually, it's called the Ford Mustang GTD if I remember correctly. It's got the swan neck rear all going to the wing. So absolutely great stuff out there. And it's good to see a unique set of GT3 cars taking each other on. Henk Petersen got his teammate Daniel Rowe all over the back of him. Sean Faviers got BG Smith trying to close up the gap. Justin Hips finding the dirt once again. He's the ultimate gardener at this point. But Bego Krobler, oh no, what happened to young Bego Krobler? Into the weeds he goes, the number 15. Not having a good time out there. Let's quickly try and take a look as he was closing up a good bit of gap to Kerry Funzel. But what happened? This is into the long right-hander after the hanger straight. And, just has a rear snap out underneath him. And that's all she wrote. Plays in the sand pit. Will need to get himself turned around and get going once again. And drops him close to Tianis Buerta, his own teammate, now onto the back of him. So this is going to be a bit of a difficult run for him. Teammates able to help pull you along, but for how long, that is the question. As our drivers fight their way through, doing everything he can. Daniel Rowe closing up. Hybrid Racing going and running a bit of a formation train. Kara Buxo into the wall. The 333 has lost it from Stinger Racing. What on earth happened? Let's quickly take a look. Did the rear snap out? Onto the dirt. A little bit of a clip. A little bit of a dirty left rear. That's going to take some traction away. And that was a disconnect. That was a mechanical failure on the 333 of Gerrit Bukes. Gerrit Bukes back to the track. He's gone and towed it. That is nightmare scenario for him. Something happened to the Stinger Racing, and hopefully we can get a little bit of feedback from the Stinger Racing on what exactly happened to that car, because man oh man, it just was going, absolutely gone right by the end of it. So not ideal circumstance for him. He's going to have to really try and figure out maybe a quick work to get it done. Bego Krobler on the back of Paul Fenter. Rivals of note between these two. And bad blood has been shed. Paul Fenter taking up drifting and not very good at it as he falls off into the dirt. Bit of rally driving there. And here comes the hybrid racing train. Well, Paul, you're about to have a train run right through you at this point, as you got Bego Krobler, Daniel Rowe, Tianis Buerta having a look, and Henk Petersen gonna have a charge. And hybrid racing putting the lonely yellow banana square in the middle for it. So Paul Fenter's gonna have to get his elbows out, but the tires are now shot. He's slid. Pressures have shot through the roof. Tire temperatures have not gone his way. He's going to have to take about a lap to cool those down and get back into it. So this is going to be a bit of a ride. Getting some news though from Sammy Bukes of Stinger Racing. This is a big drop in for everyone. Unfortunately, he had an internet lag, and that's what seemed to be that mechanical fault where he went disappearing off into the wall. And not ideal circumstances. Mr. Bukes, I just want to inquire if he will be able to go and get that car going. We want to see It's gotten this far. It's 8 rounds in. It's a final round. 33 minutes to go. He has to get that car back out on track. Caleb Malik, very good observation. Banana split for the likes of Paul Fenter. Well, Gideon Reyna all over the back of Kerry Van Zale, having a great charge. But back up towards the lead, though. Luke Addison and Christoph Peterson pushing each other to the limit here. Remember, Christoph Peterson needs the win here to maximize the points over Tariq Adam. It's going to be close. If he gets first, that's it. He's got second place. Tariq Adam has nowhere to fight for it because he is out of the running. Kieran Patterson running in third has got Bernard Barkhuizen nipping at the heels, trying to figure out where he can get on by. It's going to be a huge chase for them. Werner Skuman in fifth. Kerry Van Zale in sixth has got Gideon Reyna chasing him down. Ryan Barrington-Smith along with Mac van der Merwe running in ninth. 10th place, Jean Verveers, Mordrake Larsens, Chris Collison, Michael Schultz, Henry Platt, Vega Krobler, Daniel Rowe, Paul Fenter has got Tiernas Berta, Henk Peterson, Daniel de Villiers, Jean Verveers, BG Smith, Tristan Herbs running in 23rd. 24th is Hansi Myberg still going on, and Kerry Bucas going and waiting for his opportunity to get back out on track. And I know that the Stinger Racing is going to be frantically trying to get that car back out onto the circuit because, I mean, this is the final race. This is the one you want to do for the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Championship. Oh, Gideon Reyna a little bit far out. Lost out a huge amount of time to Van Zale. And we'll have Ryan Barrington-Smith all over the back of him. As it does look like Bernard Barkhuizen stepping up the pace, closing up to Kieran Patterson, having a look down the straight. They go in the toe, chasing each other down. And it's going to be a hard run. Bernard Barkhuizen's got a lot of rotation with that McLaren. That may become beneficial over the understeering Mustang that Kieran Patterson will start to face towards a later. Oh, a little bit of contact with the two. Not too bad, though. Just enough to share a bit of paint. And away they go. So clean racing. Some small scuffles here and there, but not enough to disturb the race as it stands. Christoph Peterson trying to chase down all the way from Belgium, chasing after Luke Addison, the South African from that's representing in ITB Esports, going and having a great run at the moment, trying to break away, and this time watching his mirrors very, very carefully as Christoph Peterson a little bit of a swim to the right-hand side. Not going to be too happy with that. That's cost him a bit of time, and under Maggots Beckett's not quite where you want things to be. Looks like the Honda starting to have that little bit of slip on the rear, and he's going to have to button it down, try and move the brake bias a little bit, maybe adjust your traction control just so it becomes a little bit more beneficial. Bernard Barkhuizen closing up at a rate and lots onto the back of Kieran Patterson, doing everything he can. Looks for the inside, couldn't quite get that pass done. Going to rather keep into the toe. Lights coming on though, and this is going to start signaling for drivers to be well aware that as time goes on, the night sky will come in and it will get darker and darker out there. At the moment, not too bad. A little bit of a sunset despite the in-game sim time of 21 minutes past 9. That's still a bit of summertime out there. Summertime love coming all the way to Silverstone. Virginia down the gears into second, into first. Turns the car in, flat on the power. Oh, the rear stepping out as he does so. Back down into first. Can he get on the power again? Nice and gentle this time around. And a quick flat out third gear, fourth, and carries the momentum through. Unfortunately, lost too much time with the car stepping out underneath him. Kerry Van Zale and Gideon Reyna having a good go at one another, with Kerry Van Zale having to really figure out what he can do for the Van Assey Infiltrate team and that Mustang GT3. And you can see right onto his tail, Gideon Reyna runs out wide, and here comes Ryan Barrington-Smith as we go on the rear camera of Gideon Reyna, chasing down, doing everything he can. Can't quite get that bit of momentum, and we'll have to focus the next charge as Ryan Barrington-Smith is starting to bare his teeth at this point to stay in for the fight, chasing and making some room. Henry Platt losing out of position to Vega Krobler as they mosey on by. Daniel de Villiers looking on the inside of Henk Peterson. Is going to get it done though. Up on the inside through the right-hander. Enough momentum being carried. Sweeps across the nose. And that's the end of Henk Peterson trying to defend that spot, unfortunately. And we'll have to wait his time out. Hansi Myberg, oh man, into the wall. Something not all right with that BMW. And he is just trying to limp it back to the line. He's going to stick it out though, just to get it to the end. And honestly, go Hansi, go. As we all want to see you get across the line. One of the hardest working guys here. You can see, sliding the car out A little bit of a drift. And just, it's not working out with him. Oh man, I want to see Huntsy get to the line. He's done all the hard work this season, more than anyone knows. And more than he gets credit for. He has to see the checker flag. Come on, Huntsy. You can do it, buddy. You have to see the end of the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Sprint Series. At the moment, though, it does look like Luke Addison may walk away with the championship if he stays where he is. If anything goes wrong, a disconnect will take him right out of the running. So he's got to finish this time around. Our drivers figuring out what's going to be the momentum here. 27 minutes to go. And space is starting to open up. Roughly about a second between each of the cars. Except for two. Bernard Barkhuizen and Werner Skuman. The Angry Panda now looking a little bit more frustrated behind Bernard Barkhuizen. As we are getting reports of a multi-car accident. 42 and 722. This is Paul Fenter in the 42. And Tianas Buerta. What on earth has gone on between the two of them? And under braking, Paul keeping it together. Tianas Buerta trying to have a go. Looks for the inside. Oh! Takedown! And unfortunately, Paul Fenter going and having to wait for the entire field to go on by. That is going to be a rough time for the drivers. Bernard Barkhuizen and Werner Skuman giving it everything they got. Fighting their way through. This is going to be a proper run as Bernard Skuman chases down Bernard Barkhuizen, looks for the inside line, couldn't quite get the pass done, tries to go through the long right-hander, fortunately understeer, starting to creep into the front of the Mustang. You can see slowly dragging that nose across the surface, and now as we go on board to the helmet cam of Werner Skuman, really keeping the power down, looks for the inside, couldn't quite get that move just done as yet. Closes down a lot under the cornering. He's quite happy on the brakes compared to Bernard Barkhuizen. Now trying to let that V8 roar its way through. And they have to really send for the go. Couldn't quite get it to run on. Unfortunately, not able to just get that nose to work with him. He's going to wait yet another lap behind. As 9 laps completed and Christoph Peterson a second behind. Not running away from that run. That battle, Paul Fenter dealing with BG Smith, as both of them have had a difficult race nonetheless. Mac van der Merwe loses our position to Jean Verveers as they do go side by side. Oh, a bit of sideways contact there, and Mordre Claessen's more than happy to pick up the pieces, stuck around the outside, sends it by the Lamborghini with that V10 screaming on, chasing down, making his way through, and doing everything he can to stay in for the fight. So Mac van der Merwe hoping to score big here, staying in the top 10 of the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Championship, or the GT3 Sprint Series, as they try to make up any bit of momentum and really going and making their way through. It's going to be a great charge for the drivers to really see where they can go here. Tough times out in the running. And you can see the support from the grandstands getting more and more excited for the final round of the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Sprint Series here at RaceFace.Pro. Gotta absolutely love it. Huge year it's been for the Sprint Series. The return of the Sprint Series, plus that massive prize pool that was last season. It was taken by Henry Mayer and Martin Racing. This time around, it looks like it's going to be Luke Addison taking his share of the 10,000 Rand, sharing it amongst the top 3 of these fantastic racers going and fighting their way through. Claire Bukes still in pit lane. It looks like, unfortunately, whatever has gone wrong with that car is not going to be a fixable one, and he's going to be waiting out, probably giving a bit of insight to Chris Collison that's running out on circuit, trying to give him a bit of insight, saying, okay buddy, this is what you need to focus, keep the hammer down and keep the charge all the way through. So good to see that the driver's having a bit of fun and really focus on what they need to do. Werner Skuman all over the back of Bernard Barkhuizen 23 minutes ago. 10 laps completed here at Silverstone, which each of the laps doing the fastest lap times are sitting 157.4. That is set by Christoph Peterson, who is running in with Luke Addison. But Luke Addison, Christoph and Kieran all running in the 157 range. Bernard Barkhuizen 58. The entirety of the field sitting in that 158 to 159 mark, which really shows the pace of the entirety of the field all the way through. BG Smith going around the outside. Paul Fenter. And, oh, Paul not having an easy time, unfortunately. Looks like something has gone wrong with the car and having to retire it after everything. So Paul Fenter having a bit of a problem, mechanical fault. And that looks like he's had to retire the car. And no, that's... Oh, no, that's not what we want to see, Paul. Hopefully we can get that car back out on track and be part of the show. I mean, he's got this far. And the drivers are having to really focus on the charge. Henk Petersen trying to make up his bit of time. He's down in 20th, hoping to really step up the pace and close down on the rest of the field. Luke Addison currently in first. Christoph Peterson in second. Kieran Patterson running in third. As our top three can see each other, but unfortunately can't get close to one another. Bago Krobler onto the back of Michael Schultz, trying to make his way by. It's going to be a real chase between them all as drivers try and make their way through. So while that is all going on, we'll try and get some connection with the LNR team of Paul Fenter and see if we can get an idea of what has gone wrong with his car, unfortunately forcing a retirement during the course of this. Oh man, it's absolutely gutting, especially for the final sprint series of the season. You just want to get back in there and you really want to chase down. I don't think there's a single soul that wants to throw in the towel at this point. They all want to carry it through, and we do have a couple of retirements, and that's Paul Fenter along with Kieran Bukes, does look like, oh man, the most gutting of them all. Hansi Myberg has retired out of the race. Oh man, that is one driver I would love to have seen go for the checkered flag. Is Hansi Myberg. So, Hansi, if you are listening in on the broadcast and you're sitting there in the pits and the car's looking a bit rough, I think that's definitely something we all want to see you get to the line. We all want to see you get to the line. So, Hansi, if you can hear us, bud, get back in that car, get going. We need to see you get across the line. Don't know about everyone else, but that's one driver, one single driver that I think out of the entirety of the grid needs to see the checkered flag. So Hansi, if you can hear me, buddy, this is a call out to you from the commentary box. You best get your bum back in that seat. Get the team sorting out. We need to see team try out BMW, get across that line, no matter the cost at this point. He needs to get back out there. A bit of information coming through from Saki Goes Bossy, and also known as Jaco Krobler, giving a bit of insight of what happened to Paul Fenter. Unfortunately, force feedback issues. So that when we were talking about mechanical faults, well, that is precisely that. And some unfortunate circumstances coming in and taking him out of the running. So not ideal circumstances for him. Hopefully they can get that sorted, get that LNR car back out on track for the final round of the season. Once again, we'll try and get maybe a little bit of word coming in from Paul Fenter. If a driver is out of the race, I think it's well worth him getting in the commentary box to give us a bit of insight of what happened out there. So if anyone has radio communication to the likes of Paul Fenter, definitely give him a shout. Mac van der Merwe though, oh man, the Omnis going nitro. Too many track cuts, and that is going to be the entrance to Maggots and Beckett, and also running out a little bit wide out of turn 1, turn 2. Gets a drive-through penalty in the last 19 minutes of the race. How close is everyone else to a drive-through penalty? That is the next question to see how it's going to go. And it's going to be a really, really tough time out there for a good couple of drivers. Killian Renner all over the back of Kerry Van Zyl, fighting it out 6th and 7th respectively. And Kerry Van Zyl really hammering on. The night sky starting to creep in over the beautiful, beautiful Silverstone racetrack here out in the UK. And it is going to be all or nothing. Mac van der Merwe trying to serve his drive-through penalty will be absolutely kicking himself on that one. Henk Petersen out into the dirt, so he's not going to be happy with that. Losing out that little bit of time. Bago Krobler, Michael Schultz, and Chris Collison fighting it out. 11th, 12th, and 13th, giving it everything they got to power it down to the line. And it is all or nothing at this point. Chris Collison, Michael Schultz, and Bago Krobler closing down nose to tail. Michael Schultz defensive, holding back. Bago Krobler holding that inside line. It's going to be through the long right-hander. Can he keep it going? He holds the inside line. Bago's going to try around the outside, maybe for a bit of a switchback. Oh, V8 picks. Couldn't quite get it done. Michael Schultz carries a lot of that momentum. Now going to try and switch around to the outside. Bago Krubler couldn't quite get it cinched in. And Michael Schultz nearly missing his brake marker. Loses out a little bit of momentum. Bago Krubler's going to have a little bit of a snap round. Have a bit of a rubber band effect. Come back at him. Looks for the inside. Couldn't quite get the nose in, but has got a lot of momentum to carry it through. Looks up on the inside, and Daniel Rowe also putting his nose in, saying, come on, Bago, if you're gonna go, go! You can't keep going and second guessing it. You need to really go for that charge. Put that nose in. Oh, and Daniel Rowe sent in like an absolute missile, nearly having contact with his own teammate and having a bit of a problem there. Mac van der Merwe, no! Mac van der Merwe going and pitting the car, not serving his drive-through. That is devastating for Mac van der Merwe, and not the way we want to see it in. Oh man, that is absolutely gutting on his part, and not what we want to see. Oh man, that is just a heartbreaking affair in that regard. Daniel Rowe, Bago Krubler having a good go, but closest battles on circuit, Gerrie van Zyl and Gideon Renner, and likes of Tennis Butter and Daniel de Villiers, but Gerrie van Zyl keeping the momentum over Gideon Renner. Looks left, looks right, couldn't quite get the pass done, carries a lot of momentum through into the toe, pulls himself along. It's now a run or chase for Gideon Renner as he gives it everything he's got into the toe. Now for the long right-hander, 16 minutes to go. He's going to have to get brave here if he wants to get into the fight. Chris Collison having to deal with Michael Schultz and Bago Krubler as they push up on each other. And Bago Krubler, once again, all over the back of Michael Schultz, holding that defensive inside line. Switches around to the outside, and Bago Krubler, undeterred, up on the inside, goes for the set. Oh, just missed his braking marking. And that lost out a bit of time. Daniel Rowe says, thank you very much. Sweeps it from right underneath Bago Krubler's feet. And Michael Schultz carrying on his merry way. But now we'll have to contend with Daniel Rowe all over the back of him. Gideon Renner trying to make up that little bit of momentum. Stays in for the fight, hoping that he can stay for the fight right the way through. Gerrie van Zyl holds a very defensive inside line. He loses out the momentum side by side. They go. And it's all to play for as we jump to the helicam. It is still Gerrie van Zyl, Gideon Renner, Mustang V8, and it is the V6 of the Ferrari 296, and it does look like Gideon's around the outside. It's going to carry the momentum. Can he keep it going? And it's going to hold him for the advantage through the right-hander, and he does it. Cinched in. Gerrie van Zyl falls down one position, and we'll have to re-look at the battle the whole way through. So definitely a tough time out there, and drivers having to really focus on the charge. Well, getting some reports coming in, and it is from Paul Fenter. Unfortunately, it is a family duties first, and that's why he had to go and pull off the line and call it a retirement, well, possible retirement for the race. Well, Paul, if you are available, you're more than welcome to come to the commentary box and give us your feedback on the season. I mean, it's been quite a season of racing here at the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Sprint Series, and with the amazing set of drivers currently out on track, I'm sure there's a few words that you'd like to say from your part to the amazing drivers and teams that have been fighting their way out, giving it their heart and soul at this point. Fastest lap time in the race, so Christoph Peterson running in second, 2.2 seconds off the pace. Luke Addison now trying to open up that gap a little bit further as he continues the momentum through. It's going to be a hard run for him to try and keep it going, but Kieran Patterson running 2.3 seconds behind. Can see him. Bago Krubler teaming up onto, or getting onto the back of his teammate Daniel Rowe, who has got Michael Schultz within sight and within striking distance at the moment as they look to try and close down that gap a little bit more. But unfortunately, Silverstone, high tide degradation starting to come in, track starting to cool down, and this is going to be tricky because it is currently a blister, well, I'm going to say a blistering track, you know, extremely blistering, folks. It's 9 degrees out there at Silverstone, so everyone's starting to fear. Bago Krubler losing out a few positions, lost down under braking. Henry Platt gets past him, and it looks like de Villiers is going to have him square in sight on the way through. So what happened to Bago Krubler? Let's go back 30 seconds and get a bit of an understanding. Never mind. Don't go back 30 seconds. Bad idea. Don't do that. Naughty Steve. Very naughty Steve. Okay. We just had the game crash. Wow. First time this season, folks, we've had that problem. So we will quickly cut to our commentary box and try and get back. But unfortunately, major error coming in and absolutely popping the whole system completely. So we'll quickly try and get that revitalized and get that re-going. A bit of a strange one. Sorry for the technical error that just crept in. Yeah, not quite sure what to say on that. Other than don't touch replays. Bad idea. It hurts. So we are trying to get back into the sim. And see if we could get that up and going. Apologies for the delay once again. Not ideal circumstances creeping in. And a very, very, very strange error repeating itself once again. Actually, an error code I've never seen before. Okay. Unfortunately, folks, it looks like we've got a genuine monster error for the race, and that is I don't know what to say other than when it says a fat chunk signing mismatch on chunk, expected whole lot of letters. It looks like something has completely gone awry for ACC. We will continue to try and get it up and going. But if attempts fail, this may be the end of the broadcast. And, oh man, this is a bit of a heart-wrenching moment. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I am left with no other news, but it looks like the entirety of the ACC sim has completely robbed itself and has deleted half of its own files. I never push a replay button. I still continue to attempt to go, but the error it's giving me is it's harakiri'd itself. That's the only way I can say. Oh. A nightmare affair. I do apologize to everyone. From what I'm reading, it is a full uninstall, reinstall to get it to work. I don't know what to say, folks, other than I apologize. Not the best. Do not hit the replay button. That's all I can say. So I'm unable to bring the end of the race, but by working out a point, we can leave the broadcast at least saying for the winning. We can say a No, Steve, let's do this right. It's only the right way to do it. Despite it all, let's do this right. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for your RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Sprint Series champion, give it up for the one, the only, Luke Allison, taking the win for the season. Absolutely amazing stuff from him. A great season all round and has completely taken it straight to the top. He's going to be quite happy with that. Tariq Adam at the moment will just have enough points to go and lock in that second place. Third will be handed out to the one and only Henry Mayer, I think Henry Mayer would have lost this one. It would go to Bernard Barkhuizen for taking third place. He will usurp Henry Mayer right at the end for his positioning. We will confirm this, but unfortunately, we'll miss it. But tomorrow night, it will be up and working. We'll confirm the winners, but well done to Luke Addison. Upon his return to RaceFace.Pro, has taken the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Sprint Series. Congratulations, bud. Awesome stuff. Tariq Adam holding that second place, but only just in the points standing. Bernard Barkhuizen will not have enough to take it away from Henry. He will have enough to take away from Henry Mayer, but not enough to get close to Tariq Adam. So, congratulations. Third place will be aimed at Bernard Barkhuizen. We'll get that confirmed. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, not the way we wanted it to end. We will get it working. We will make it happen. We will have the show tomorrow night. We will crown our champion for our RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Championship. But it has to be done correctly. Congratulations, Luke Addison, on a phenomenal run. Sorry, guys, I couldn't get it to the season. It's the first time I've seen ACC delete itself. It got sick and tired of me after 2024. But we had to give it off to our champions. We have to do it right. And that is how it goes. Racing! Gotta love it. Awesome stuff. But a massive thank you to PokerBet, our main sponsor, being part of the show. All our associate sponsors are Red Tail Raceway, Scallywags Drifting Academy, along with Extreme Service Center. Really appreciate all the hard work that's put into it. A massive shout out to the likes of Huntsy Myberg for all the hard work. He's a backbone of ACC for 2024. Absolutely give it all. And a big shout out to all the admins and stewards out in the background who have done phenomenal work all season long for the Sprint Series. Glad to have them and really appreciate all the effort that goes into it. Absolutely stunning, and we really appreciate it. Also, major shout out to all the teams, the drivers, really working their way through. And I'm going to end it off properly because if I can't watch a race, I'm going to say thank you to everyone. So, in order from first to last, we are going to go through. Congratulations to Luke Addison, Tariq Adam, Henry Mayer, Bernard Barkhuizen, Daniel Rowe, Giovanni Porzio, Christoph Peterson, Karen Patterson, Bago Corbler, Ryan Barrington-Smith, Vernus Kuman, Mac van der Merwe, Fleming Bauer, Kerry van Zyl, Gideon Renner, Dean Nokia, Daniel de Villiers, Henry Platt, Gerrit Bukes, and BG Smith in 20th. Then we got Vietia Buerta, Paul Fenter, Quan Duplessis, Henko van den Berg, Wessel Woda, Brandon Kruger, Mordre Klaassen, Michael Schultz, Jean van Veers, and Philip Minnar in 30th. 31st, Henk Petersen, Johan van Veers, Chris Collison, Tinas Buerta, Andre Schadler, along with Kerry Duplessis, Elwin Prim, Tristan Herbst, Rowan Free, and Jason Gray riding out our pack. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's not quite the way we wanted to end it, but we're going to end it the way we always love to do it. And we'll see you next time tomorrow night, 10 past 8, for the final race of the RaceFace.Pro PokerBet GT3 Championship. Don't miss it, 15,000 Rand on the line. It's going to be a wild one. It's going to be an exciting one. And this weekend, entries are still open. 24 hours of Spa to really kick off the end of the 2024 season here at RaceFace.Pro and for ACC. There's still got the fun races happening out in all the different leagues, and giving a bit of a shout out there. And also on behalf of RaceFace.Pro, we'd like to say congratulations to everyone out there. Glad to have you guys. And also congratulations to all leagues as well for hosting all sorts of events during the course of it. Major news coming out from all the different leagues, so stay tuned, chat to your promoters. You don't want to miss it on this one. From myself, Stephen Koenig, and the entire THT Productions, we'd like to say thank you very much. And like always, for the final time in 2024 for the RaceFace.Pro GT3 Sprint Series, a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, everybody.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patent.
With all the amazing racing that comes to you weekly, we have to give acknowledgement to our sponsors. Without them, this would not be possible here at RaceFace.Pro. So starting off with our first sponsor, let's go and take your hats off to PokerBet. For all the tournaments, for all the cash gains, daily free rolls, and sports betting, there's no better place to be and win with PokerBet. With it all revved up and you're looking for high speed, whether you're into drag, drift, or even long circuit, Red Star Raceway has got you covered. If you're looking to upgrade your car or make sure it's running slick and smooth, go and head over to Extreme Service Center to get you that full mile across the race line, or whether you're going good in the dash. Sliding in to keep you on your toes, Scallywags Drift Academy will keep you right at the top of the pack. And if you're looking for all your streaming needs, head over to Tenvo Tech for all the overlays. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been an honor having you. We'll see you next time right here from the THT Productions.